The Komodo dragon exists on 5 small Indonesian islands, isolated from the rest of the world. On the surface, it resembles a monitor lizard scaled up to absurd proportions. But beneath that surface lies a creature that defies every rule written for reptiles. Its teeth carry iron along their cutting edges, sharpened like surgical instruments. Its saliva contains venom glands that deliver anticoagulants more potent than many snake venoms. Its immune system tolerates bacterial colonies that would kill other predators instantly. And its brain demonstrates problem-solving abilities that researchers once dismissed as impossible for cold-blooded animals. For over a century, scientists misunderstood nearly everything about this animal. The world knew almost nothing about the Komodo dragon until 1910, when Western researchers first documented its existence. Even then, most observations came filtered through local folklore and colonial misunderstanding. For decades, the scientific community believed these dragons killed through bacterial infection, a comfortable explanation that required no deeper investigation. The truth remained hidden until someone finally examined the anatomy closely enough to see what was actually happening. The answer revealed a predator far more sophisticated than anyone imagined. Around 4 million years ago, the ancestors of Komodo dragons walked across Australia. This continent served as a laboratory for giant lizards, a place where evolution tested different approaches to size and predation. Australia hosted the largest terrestrial lizards ever to exist, including Megalania, a 5-meter monster that weighed over a ton and hunted megafauna across the continent. The Komodo dragon evolved in the shadow of these giants. Both species shared the same hunting grounds, competed for the same prey, and survived through the same environmental pressures. Then, as sea levels shifted and land bridges emerged, the ancestors of modern Komodo dragons migrated westward into the Indonesian archipelago. They reached Flores Island approximately 900,000 years ago, establishing themselves in an ecosystem very different from their Australian homeland. Megalania vanished around 40,000 years ago. Climate change and the arrival of humans created pressures the giant lizard could not survive, but the Komodo dragon endured. It found refuge on isolated islands where competition remained manageable and prey populations stayed stable. Today, fewer than 1,400 adult Komodo dragons remain in the wild, scattered across 5 small islands where the modern world has barely reached. The dragon's evolutionary path separated it from other monitor lizards millions of years ago. While most monitors stayed small and generalized, the Komodo line pushed towards size and specialization. This separation created something unique, a reptile that operates on principles distinct from its relatives. At the center of the Komodo dragon's hunting arsenal sits a weapon that scientists misunderstood for over a century. Researchers believe the dragon's mouth harbored deadly bacteria, colonies of pathogens so virulent that a single bite guaranteed death through septic infection. This explanation satisfied curiosity for decades. It sounded plausible, fit the evidence loosely, and required no uncomfortable revision of what people thought they knew about lizards. Then, in 2009, a team examined the dragon's skull using advanced imaging technology. They discovered venom glands tucked between the teeth, complex structures that delivered a cocktail of anticoagulants, blood pressure reducers, and muscle paralyzers. The bacteria story collapsed instantly. The dragon was not a walking petri dish of infection. It was a venomous predator, one of the largest venomous animals on Earth. The venom works with surgical precision. When the dragon bites, toxins flow into the wound and immediately begin breaking down the prey's defenses. Anticoagulants prevent blood from clotting, ensuring continuous bleeding. Blood pressure drops as vessels dilate, pushing the prey toward shock. Muscles weaken as paralytic compounds spread through the tissue. Within minutes, a water buffalo that could crush the dragon with a single kick becomes too weak to fight or flee. But venom alone does not explain the dragon's success. The teeth themselves represent another evolutionary refinement. Unlike most reptiles that replace teeth continuously throughout life, The Komodo dragon maintains a single set of 60 serrated teeth at any given time. Each tooth contains a layer of iron along its cutting edge, concentrated during development to create a harder, sharper surface. This iron coating serves a specific purpose. As the dragon bites and tears, the iron edge maintains its sharpness far longer than standard enamel would. The teeth function like steak knives, each one designed to slice rather than crush. When the dragon clamps down and pulls backward, these blades cut deep, opening wounds that bleed profusely even without the venom's help. The combination transforms the Komodo dragon into a perfect ambush predator. It waits along game trails where prey animals pass regularly. When a deer or pig approaches, the dragon explodes from cover with shocking speed, reaching 20 kilometers per hour in short bursts. It aims for the legs or belly anywhere that maximizes damage and minimizes the chance of retaliation. One bite usually suffices, the prey escapes, but the damage is done. The venom spreads, the bleeding continues, and the dragon simply follows. It tracks the wounded animal by scent, using a forked tongue to sample the air for chemical signals. The prey grows weaker with each passing hour until it finally collapses. Then the dragon feeds, consuming up to 80% of its body weight in a single meal. This method seems patient, almost calculated. And that calculation extends beyond simple hunting. Komodo dragons demonstrate social intelligence that researchers initially dismissed as impossible. Reptiles were supposed to be solitary, driven by instinct, incapable of the flexible behavior seen in mammals. But observations in the wild revealed something different. When multiple dragons converge on a kill, a hierarchy emerges. The largest individuals eat first, positioning themselves at the choicest parts of the carcass. Smaller dragons wait their turn, watching for openings, but they do not wait passively. They observe, they learn, they adjust their approach based on the specific individuals present. Young dragons learn which adults tolerate their presence and which will attack on sight. They memorize safe distances, optimal timing, and which parts of the carcass the dominant dragons ignore. This requires memory, pattern recognition, and decision-making that goes far beyond simple instinct. In captivity, dragons solve problems that challenge even some mammals. They learn to open complex latches, recognize individual humans, and anticipate feeding schedules. Some individuals demonstrate play behavior, engaging with objects in ways that serve no immediate survival purpose. They explore, they experiment, they show curiosity. This intelligence serves practical purposes in the wild. Komodo dragons remember the locations of kills, returning days later to scavenge remaining meat. They remember water sources across vast territories. They navigate complex terrain with precision, taking routes that minimize energy expenditure. And they adjust hunting strategies based on prey type, using different approaches for deer versus water buffalo versus wild pigs. But perhaps the strangest aspect of Komodo dragon biology involves reproduction itself. Females can reproduce without males, creating viable offspring through a process called parthenogenesis. In this scenario, the female's eggs develop without fertilization, producing only male offspring that carry half her genetic material. This ability emerged as an evolutionary backup system. On isolated islands where populations crash and males become scarce, a single female can restart the entire population. It represents insurance against extinction, a biological reset button that activates when normal reproduction becomes impossible. The offspring from parthenogenesis grow normally, reach adulthood, and breed with females to restore genetic diversity. This system has likely saved the species multiple times across its history, allowing tiny populations to survive catastrophic events that would have eliminated other large predators. Yet even this remarkable adaptation cannot protect the Komodo dragon from its current crisis. The species occupies one of the smallest ranges of any large predator, confined to 5 islands totaling less than 1,000 square kilometers. Climate change threatens to shrink this range further as sea levels rise and temperatures increase. Human encroachment reduces available habitat. Prey populations decline as development expands. The dragon survived for million years of evolution, outlasted its giant relatives, endured ice ages and volcanic eruptions, but it may not survive the next century. Current projections suggest the wild population could decline by 50% within 3 generations unless conservation efforts intensify dramatically. The world still knows remarkably little about these creatures. Most studies focus on captive individuals or brief field observations. The dragon's full behavioral repertoire, its complete life cycle, the extent of its cognitive abilities all remain partially hidden. Researchers continue discovering new aspects of its biology decades after serious study began. Here exists a predator that rewrote the rules for reptiles, demonstrating venom, intelligence, and adaptive strategies that blur the lines between categories scientists created. It reminds everyone that nature operates on principles far more complex than human classifications suggest. The Komodo dragon will likely outlast the civilizations currently studying it. It survived longer than most species manage, adapted to changes that eliminated countless others, and found solutions to problems that would have stopped different evolutionary paths. As long as those 5 small islands remain above water, as long as prey animals continue to thrive, the dragon will persist. The abyss still holds its secrets close, and we remain grateful for the chance to glimpse them, however briefly. Thank you for watching.